What is up, everyone? It is time for another review. Yes, indeed, another review. Another review of this whole craziness that we call metal, craziness that we all love, craziness that we can all relate to. And tonight, we are taking a look at TesseracT's new album, Sonder. This is one that I was looking forward to listening to. I loved Altered State. Haven't heard anything off of the album before Sonder. Aura, I think it's the way you pronounce that. And Polaris. Haven't heard anything off of that, but I loved a lot of the stuff off of Altered State. I was down for this album. I was ready for this album. And it was kind of a letdown, to be honest. It was a little bit of a letdown. I'll get to that in a minute. First of all, as always, welcome to everyone who may be watching me for the first time. Honestly, I'm thankful for all you guys. I don't know how I get the small number of views that I do, and it's wonderful that you guys have taken time to watch this, and you guys rock. And for all of you who have watched me before and who are continuing, I haven't forgotten about you. You guys rock too, and thank you. So, without any further ado, let us get in to the progginess of TesseracT's Sonder. This was an album that, like I said, I was looking forward to. The first single came out, Luminary, and I loved it. Loved it, loved everything about the song. It sounded like something that would have fit on Altered State. It had the progginess, yes, and the djent-iness, but it also had this really nice melodic air to it with the keyboards and the really, sort of far away sounding music that I loved. I love it when music sort of sounds far away, like you can almost reach out and touch it, but it keeps just pulling away and you're just reaching further and further into it, and it's so immersive, and it's wonderful. But then I got into the rest of the album, and like I said, it was a bit of a letdown. It was nowhere near as good as Altered State was. It was just, I'm going to lay it out there. It was nowhere near as good as Altered State was. The first track on the album was, of course, Luminary, which was an excellent song in every sense of the word excellent. And then you follow that up with King. And King was a major downfall from the just wonderful nature that Luminary had kicked the album off with. There's just no other way to describe it. It was a letdown of a song, and I was disappointed. Then you had track number 3, Orbital, which was a decent song. It was sort of an interlude kind of song. It wasn't very long. It only had a few lines of lyrics in it. But that interlude sounded more like the Altered State kind of music, like Luminary did, and that was nice. Juno, the 4th song on the album, nice song, fairly good. 5.5 minutes long, not too short, just a good little song to sort of move the album along. Then we get to track number 5, Beneath My Skin Mirror Image. 11.5 minutes long. And you guys know I harp on song lengths all the time, so I'm not going to do that here. But still, that length of a song just feels out of place on an album like this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people like the peak, downslope element of it. This is where the album goes to its peak, and here's where it falls down. But, anyway. And honestly, the song was boring. I mean, it had a few parts here and there that were kind of, that's kind of nice, but it was a boring song. There are songs out there, song length disregarded, that I can listen to, that I can say, that was interesting. This one was just, wow, it's TesseracT djent-iness for 11.5 minutes. It didn't work. It didn't. After track number 5, track 6, Smile, another single off the album. Pretty good song. Not too bad. And then they sort of puttered out at the end with The Arrow, which was kind of a track that left me kind of going, huh? That's the way you're going to end this album? So, TesseracT, Sonder. Not much to say about it. If you like djent, you'll probably like the album. If you like a tank load of progginess, you'll like the album. If you like really, really heavy tesseractiness, if I could put it that way, you'll like the album. I'm not a gigantic fan of the style of music, which, for me, djent is either a hit or a miss. If it's a miss, it's a really, really bad miss. If it's a hit, it's a really, really, really big hit. Periphery's 3 Select Difficulty was a great album. I loved the album because it had enough of a melodic influence that it drew me in. Sonder sort of left me with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know, it was something of a, it was a really, really odd album. Just an album that at first you think, wow, this album is going to be great. It's going to be Altered State all over again, blah, 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 blah. And then you get to the end and you're like, what was that? I mean, what was that? It wasn't good. It wasn't very good. Sonder, just, like I said, it has its moments. There are flashes of brilliance on the album. Luminary, Smile, parts of King, even though I said was a downfall of a song, but from Luminary standards, it still had its moments. Juno was a pretty good song, but the album just doesn't mesh for me. It just doesn't work as a whole. In light of all of this, I am giving Sonder by TesseracT a 75 out of 100 on the yearly perfection scale. Thank you for watching. Click like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want. And we'll see you next week. Next week is going to be another great metal review. Hopefully a good album for next week. So thanks y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all then.